we're going to talk about the development of the disease. We're going to talk about the system of the toxicology. We're going to talk about bioresonance corrections with all our Biomedis devices and how to sustain health. And I am grateful that you all come for this webinar today, and I hope you enjoy it. So every one of us wants to be young, healthy, beautiful. Some of us have health from the beginning when we're born more, some of us have less. Some of us needs to work hard towards maintaining health, some of us less. We're all different. If we have a good relationships, if we eat good, if we have a creativity in our life, loving job, all of those factors are great for our health. But even with all of those bonuses, we still can get sick because we live on the planet Earth with all the technogenical toxicity on it. And that's why we all need to take care of our health anyway and anyhow, because the toxins can accumulate in our body. And the more toxins we obtain, the more age we are, and then we develop the diseases. Before we start flowing this, let me first introduce myself and my credentials. I am already with the Biomedis company for 8 years. I'm consulting for 8 years on those devices. And besides that, I also certified healing, body and body transformational psychology practitioner, massage therapist, sound healing practitioner, and all other things. Everything about healing I have interest in. So today we're going to talk about what is homotoxicology. We're going to talk about the system of toxicology by Dr. Reykjavik. We're going to talk about all kinds of different toxins inside us and around us. 6 states of homotoxicology. We're going to talk about each stage and what symptoms are on those stages. And then we're going to talk how with Biomedis device Breeze, you can measure what stage of toxicology you are in right now. And then we talk how to correctly detox your body with Biomedis Trinity on any of those stages. I also give you some other recommendations which are very easy to do for detox, and they are very helpful when we do a Trinity detox anyway. And if you stay with me till the end, there will be a 15% off promo code, which never will expire. And then at the end, of course, I will get all your questions and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, what is homotoxicology? Homo is humans, toxico is toxin, and logy is the study or science. So homotoxicology is the science to study the effects of toxins, substances on humans. Diseases is formed in our body from internal toxins, or we call them endotoxins, like numerous microorganisms inside of our body, or product of our own metabolism, and also external exotoxins, or we call them exotoxins, which come from around our environment. The system of homotoxicology was developed by German homeopathic Dr. Hans Henrik Reykjavik in 1952. And according to Dr. Reykjavik, disease, the expressions of the biological purpose, defense mechanism against endogenous and exogenous homotoxins, and the expressions of the organism effort to compensate those toxic damages it has sustained. Disease symptoms are considered of the body's attempt to heal itself and should not necessarily be suppressed. In a nutshell, the principle of homotoxicology is based on the principle that diseases are caused by homotoxins, and illnesses are the agent to terminate reactive processes in which homotoxins can cause the body to react with inflammation. The target structure of homotoxins is in the extracellular matrix, which is in between the capillary system, lymph vessels, and cells. All substances which are reaching the cells are filtered through the molecular sieve in our extracellular matrix. The sieve can become clogged, but can be also restored to functionality through the appropriate detoxification measures. Illness indicates that the body is trying to eliminate something that is toxic to it, and that the process of elimination is a disease. Body biological reactions or disease helps to enhance the healing processes by removing toxicity, not by taking it. More often than not, allopathic drugs are designed to relieve symptoms, rather they would relieve the toxins which cause those symptoms. And even antibiotics, undeniably they are useful, but they are subject to overuse. They do not attack the toxins itself, the original toxins. They just attack the biological results of the toxicity or covering up the symptoms. Dr. Reykjavik described a homotoxin as any endogenous and exogenous substances that create directly or indirectly a toxic burden in the human organism. These toxic substances that accumulate in the body become the burden, and when we cannot eliminate them through the normal physiological process. Let's start with endotoxins, and one of the numerous endotoxins we have inside of our bodies are infections. And part of the internal infections we get through the mother's pregnancy. When a mother is pregnant, we still can get infections from her. Then when we go through her birth canal, then when we are in maternity hospitals, or we all surrounded by all the infections, then when released to home, and we in contact with family, friends, relatives, in the kindergarten, in the school, at work. During all this life, we accumulate all of those toxins like viruses, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, helminths, or parasites. And they release many toxic substances in the process of their life, living in our body. And even after they die, they will leave the toxic decay products inside of our body. When your immune system works good, it keeps infections within the limits. But when in time many toxins get accumulated in the body, then all organs and body systems get overloaded, metabolism and immunity get slows down, and dormant infections become active or start to grow. Especially big problem give us large worms and protozoa. They give an allergy, all kinds of allergy to the body, because they release a large amounts of toxins. Many people say, oh, I don't have any parasites. I did a laboratory test and nothing was found. But in fact, when you do the feces test, let's say you have to do it at least 3 times, and it should be given up warm. When it's cold, it is the results may not be accurate. And also the laboratory technicians do it easy way. They just look at under microscope, and they don't do the more accurate test, as it's called egg flotation, when the eggs comes on the surface of the water. So not many laboratories would do it. And that's why many times people may find parasites in the feces, but the results from the laboratory would be negative. Besides feces, the parasites live all over in our body. They could be in your brain, in any of the organs like heart, lungs, liver, pancreas, kidneys, in the blood and the lymph system. And by doing this test in the laboratory, it's not 100% guarantee it's accurate. So it's very good to do another kind of test, and I will talk about it later. Now let's talk about another endotoxins we have in our body, which comes from our own metabolism process. They call them metabolic toxins or metabolites, which produce during anabolism, building up, and catabolism, breaking down, natural processing in the body. And an example of those toxins are carbon dioxide, lactic acid, urea, calcium oxalate, ammonia, bilirubin, creatine, glucose, hormonal imbalances, waste, free radicals are all produced by our body. And if organs are overburdened and don't work correctly, those endotoxins start to accumulate in our body and then eventually may cause the disease. We're going to talk about now exotoxin, what comes from outside to us. A big group is cosmetic and household chemicals. We all using them, right, during our life, and when you use it 1-2 times you won't notice anything, but if you're using it for the whole life, the toxins accumulate. Perfumes, cosmetics, deodorant, hair dyes, styling product, nail polish, shampoos, conditioner, toothpaste, mouthwash, creams, lotions. You know what they say in India, that if you cannot eat it, don't put it on the skin, because skin, it's absorbed in, just like intestines would absorb the food, skin will absorb all of those cosmetics through the skin inside our body, and they do have lots of toxins in them. We do cleaning in the house, we're using cleaning detergents, air fresheners, paints, polishes, Clorox, bleach, everything that has fragrance, they all are very toxic to our body. Even more toxic we get from the industrial toxins, like chemtrails, like exhaust gases, chemical plant protections they use in, when they grow our food, like pesticide, herbicides, nitrates, nitrites. Even if you buy organic, you're still not protected from them, because the rain and the water goes all over, right? It evaporates and rain to some organic vegetables and fruits, and they all, no matter if it's organic or not, they're going to have those chemicals in them. Of course, organic would have it less, non-organic will have more, because they spray on them directly. Also, they're using hormones and antibiotics to grow our meat and fish, and we get lots of that chemicals through meat, poultry, and farm fish. Another exotoxin is radio frequency, electromagnetic frequency from the technologies we all surround. 5G, 4G, TV, internet, Wi-Fi, iPhones, iWatches, all home appliances, we have everything we plugged in, all wires around us, everywhere, Bluetooth, electrical transportation we take, like metros, buses, street and house eliminations, they are all toxins to us. And we basically surround, and we cannot run from it away. Another exotoxins we get from our bad habits, like smoking and alcohol. Look how many toxins just in one cigarette, and people smoking the whole pack a day or maybe more. And that's how many toxins they do it all long enough. That also can cause the disease. Alcohol, some people say, oh, some alcohol are good for you, like red wine, for example. It has resveratrol, which supposedly makes us younger, but resveratrol is also in the grape juice. It doesn't have to be wine, but even if you like the wine, yeah, you can get organic wine, and if it's not organic, you have all kinds of chemicals. They heavily spread the grapes with the Roundup and all other chemicals. You know what, also they say that what is the difference between poisons and medicine, and it's a dosage. So if you have 1 glass of organic wines once in a while, it may be good for you. But if you have a lot of that, it may become the poison. So everything has to be mindfully done. Another exotoxins we get from all of our medical procedures we done all of our lives, you know, x-rays, when you go dental, for example, all of us did. Some people have radiation, chemotherapy, some people take drugs, injections, vaccines, they all have toxins in them. And during the life, we accumulate them. Signs where we in the mother's birth, we all already start collecting that medical procedure toxins in us. And even when we fly, right, everyone would like to travel, we go into those x-rays machines. So imagine how much we could accumulate in the life and why we become sick with age. Another big exotoxins is the food and the food you choose, and we are what we eat. Some food could be medicine for us, some food can be poison for us, and all processed food are dead food, and we pay for it to get sick, right? And I just few examples like sugar, sweets, desserts, cooking and the seed and vegetable oils release lots of toxins. Many breads contains mold, fungus toxins in them. Fried food, food preservatives, food coloring dyes, soda, beverages, coffee, teas, even tea bags, even packed juices. We think it's good, but we need to really read ingredients. Another exotoxins come from our water. Contaminants in the tap water could be chemicals, pesticides, heavy metals through the tubes they run, right? Chlorine, fluoride, even bacteria, viruses, and parasites are found in the tap water. In USA, drinking water has about 80 toxic substances by research, which links to chronic diseases like Alzheimer's, asthma, cancer, infertility, Parkinson's, rheumatoid arthritis. It inhibits enzymes in digestion, decreased thyroid function, and so on. Also, even if you don't drink that tap water, many people buy it in the plastic bottle water. But studies in 2024, recent studies shows that 240,000 plastic fragments in bottled water and other chemicals. Contaminants also could be found in the metal containers. They all make like from aluminum, tin, and lead. And if water and any beverage stays long enough in that containers, they also contain a lot of toxins. Stress and negative emotions. More than 90% of diseases are related to stress and based on psychosomatic relations. Lack of love, social problems, sexual problems, stress, negative relationships, all negative emotions like despair, shame, sadness, fear, frustration, guilt, envy, grief, jealousy, and so on can be very toxic for our body as well. So what happens to all the toxins after they enter the body? Toxins begin to gradually accumulate in the tissues. If excretory organs like liver, kidneys, intestines, lungs, skins are under constant overload, they will gradually give up and toxins will start to deposit in the tissue. Then body will not be able to put with that output, and the accumulation of toxins in many tissues leads to chronic conditions. Dr. Reykjavik identifies 6 stages of homotoxication: excretion, reaction, deposition, impregnation, degeneration, and neoplasm. He observed that the body's response to toxins regresses through the series of 6 distinct degenerative stages, and the corresponding symptoms move from the outermost organs to the deeper layer of the body. This scheme of the disease development you can find on the internet. Is good to have so you can understand what kind of stage or phase you having at the moment, so you can more understanding what you need to do. I don't know if you can see it through computer very well, but don't worry, and look at each stage separately. But what I want to show here that the disease progress From the first stage goes to second, third, fourth, 5, and 6. And the healing progress is going to be go opposite. The recovery process goes from the latest stage and goes to up. So when we do some healing, we're going to go through all those stages before we can get healed. So we're going to have all the symptoms related to those stages while we're healing. Let's talk about different stages now. The first stage is physiological stage of disease, and it's characterized by normal body excretion. This is when toxins are excreted by body in natural ways. For example, a person ate a spoiled product, and in response to which he or she developed vomiting or diarrhea or both, after which, of course, they will recover. Or, for example, virus entered the human body, and as a result, a person has temperature, runny nose, and after 2-3 days, person recovered. Those kids are like that, right? They're not that toxic yet, and if they get sick, they really have good active symptoms, but in 1 or 2 days, they are fine. That's the first excretion stage. At the first phase, we encounter with acute symptoms, and it is characterized by the process of the body drainage or toxins removal. Body wants to get rid of any toxins, regardless of their type, whether it's a toxic molecule or any virus or bacteria or substances which is intolerable to the body. In this stage, toxins get excreted naturally through the natural openings in the body, and it can be excessive salivation, runny nose, tearing eyes, formation of antibodies in the blood, and so on. This is the most regulated and the easiest phase of excretion when body functions well enough and copes successfully. This body reaction is ideal for recovery, and we should not give any meds to our kids and not interfere with the natural processes to lower the fever or cough or running nose and so on. If the body fails to get rid of the toxins, the disease passes into the second phase, which is called the reaction or inflammation stage of homotoxicity. It is when the body does not quite cope already and some inflammation process has begun and hypofunctions and certain organs occur. It is characterized by inflammatory process. The usual signs of inflammations are swelling, pain, redness, prolonged increase in body temperature, prolonged running nose, prolonged coughing, diarrhea, vomiting. What stays longer than 2-3 days, it's already like a second stage, I would say. Furunculosis, stomatitis, pharyngitis, adnexitis, dysmenorrhea, painful menstruation, they are all symptoms of the second stage. In case of allergies, it could be diathesis, dermatitis, allergic rhinitis, conjunctivitis, laryngitis, bronchitis, and so on. All diagnoses which ends on itis means the reaction or acute stage. It is worth to let to be or let it out. Many people start to use all kinds of medication to reduce fever, use hormonal ointments and suppress the inflammation. And as a result, the disease transforms into the next types of homotoxicology. It starts to go deeper in the body. The body is unable to completely remove all toxins physiologically and fails to cope and get rid of the homotoxins through such inflammation reactions. Then there is a need to store a deposit and the toxin somewhere else. Third stage is deposition of a large amount of toxins in the body. The body has already exhausted its reserves and toxins begin to deposit into the tissues. Here at this phase, the symptoms from the skin and mucous membranes often disappear. We think that, oh, we got better by suppressing the symptoms with meds, but this indicates only that the disease went deeper. For example, in people who were suffering with allergic rhinitis, let's say, and they were using nasal drop to suppress it, Later, they can develop symptoms like polyps in their nose. Other symptoms on this stage could be obesity, when toxins storing in the body fat, or weight loss when toxins in other infections or chemical toxins in the brain and nerves and organs, lipoma, myoma, fibroma, adenoma, cyst, polyps, hyperplasia, warts, hemorrhoids, arthrosis, atherosclerosis, kidneys, gallbladder stones. It's all diseases or symptoms of the third deposition stage. That is already pathological increased toxins in the tissue or accumulation of toxins in certain areas of the body still in intracellular space, not in the cell yet, around cell. At this stage, the body is vigorously fighting infections, trying to remove toxins, but is no longer has the strength to do it quickly. But body can still cope with the damage. Toxins accumulate in different areas of the body, so that the later, when the flow of toxins stop from the outside and normal functioning is restored in the body, then the organs and body system will try to remove those deposited homotoxins outside again. First to third stages can easily pass from one to another and can be completely recovered. The first three stages corresponds to tissue clogging. At this stage, the body still copes with accumulated toxins, their periodic emissions, which can manifest as exacerbation of chronic diseases. But if person does not help his body to get rid of the toxins from time to time, does not do detox, does not switch to a healthy diet, does not quit bad habits, that does not clean parasites and other infections on a regular basis, then the clogging of the body worsens and the body moves to the next stage of depositing toxins inside the cell. And that stage is called impregnation. What occurs at the fourth stage is already the penetrations of toxins into cell. This stage is also called saturation stage. They also call it silent stage because very weak or no symptoms exist on this impregnation stage. Body kind of quiet because it's exhausted. There are already some chronic condition and diagnoses are being made, like chronic fatigue syndrome, vascular dystonia, slow metabolism, migraines, hypertension, atherosclerosis, chronic gouts, rheumatoid arthritis, hepatosis of fat liver, amenorrhea or early menopause in women, chronic adnexitis. Many people can develop bones and thorns, especially in the lower extremities. Among allergic diseases could be bronchial asthma. People usually maintain those conditions with some regular medication support and feel fine, feel okay, because the immune system, like I said, is not fighting, right? And this indicates only a weakening or depletions of the body's defense system. At the fourth stage, irreversible processes begin to form in the body, which is still able to fight the disease, but detox needs to be done for a much longer time, and it needs to be maintained after the good results get reached. Getting results will be more slowly processed and slow progress than in the previous three stages. But if a person at this stage start to actively cleanse the body, detox it, then it is still possible to achieve good and sustainable results. The complete recovery is though impossible on this stage by its own because there is a change already in the cellular structure. The fifth stage is the stage of degenerations in the organs and destructions on the cellular level. Already compensated conditions may develop like cardiac failure, pulmonary failure, infertility, ovarian atrophy. pneumosclerosis, nephrosclerosis, deforming osteoarthrosis, ankylosis, and the kidneys, gallbladder, large and small stones formation and renal system, multiple sclerosis, tuberculosis, beginning of liver cirrhosis, serious disease of the heart and lymphatic systems. All of those diseases already are fifth degeneration stage. Damage will occur not just in individual cells, but also on the entire cellular structure, parts of the organs, and intracellular space. All the toxins together that are present in the body begin to act and react differently at this stage. Those cells that should be renewed are no longer renewed. The complete cure at this stage is impossible unless God's miracle. But if a person will support himself or herself with proper nutrition, water regime, do regular detoxification, the condition will be less severe and the process of the progressions of the disease can be significantly slowed down. After these 5 stages come a very severe and last stage or phase of homotoxicosis, which is called malignancy or neoplasm stage or cancer. There is a weakening of all the structures, immune system, and malignant transformation in the different affected organs and tissue. At this stage, there are environmental diseases and all of the toxins together begins to act all differently. Many diseases find against the same toxins in different tissue of the body and react differently to the same toxins, and it's become a mess. There is a violations in the body and the regulations of the cycle, neuro, immune, endocrine system. The body sends a signals from the problematic organ to the brain, but those signals passing poorly or not passing at all. The intracellular space of the cells is sluggish and no longer like fluid, but gel-like substance. The conductions of neural pathways are disrupted and the body doesn't understand that the organ is signaling that there is a problem. And body begins cell division and tumor formation. On this stage, beside cancer, person also may develop strokes, Parkinson's syndrome, heart attack, cirrhosis of liver. At this stage, person can prolong the life and improve the quality of life. So never, ever give up and continue to detox. In fact, not everything is so hopeless. There is a certain way out. There is an unconventional view of any pathology. There is a new approach to diagnostics and the new approaches and treatments to any of the groups of those diseases. And on what stage do you have? Well, the body reactions to the presence of homotoxins determines the stage of the person disease. So you look of the what body reactions you have right now, and then you can already understand at what stage you are and what kind of treatments you already need to start be doing. The main parameter is not the homotoxins itself, but how the body tries to get rid of it, or body reactions to the toxins. Okay, the transformations of one disease into another can occur in 2 ways. First way, transition from one stage to another, transition from less severe stage to more severe stage. I already said that, called progressive process. And transitions from more severe stage to less severe stage, called a regressive process. There is also transitions from one tissue to another, from one organ or system to another organ or system. Let's talk about some examples of how that transformations of the diseases looks like. The directions for progressive process from outer tissue goes into deeper tissue. And an example, the initial problems start on the skin as a rash, or in your nose, like a mucous membrane as a runny nose. If you suppress those symptoms with certain drug and didn't do any detox, then it goes to bronchi and develops as an acute bronchitis or bronchial asthma. If you're still not doing detox and using drugs to suppress the symptoms, don't listen to your body, then the problem goes deeper into the lungs and develop as pneumonia or cancer. Another example, acute gastritis can turn into chronic gastritis, then into stomach ulcers, and ends up in stomach cancer, and so on. The directions for regressive process is from in out, meaning that when you are healing, the disease will go backwards. For example, a person suffering from the bronchial asthma, and they later, when they start doing a detox, they may develop skin rash or increase the nasal discharge during the cleansing, which should not cause much concerns to you. This is only evidence that the accumulated toxins being released to the outside have begun to leave the body finally, and that the disease has begun to go away. Those are toxins from the inside going out, and we should be happy. So when we are treating any chronic diseases, doing proper detox and healing, like for example with Biomedis devices or any other modalities, the exacerbations of the symptoms often occurs, and they call them healing crisis. And it's happened because the inflammatory process is activated, and some symptoms which person had previously several years ago or even decades ago, they may appear again, and it's a very good sign. Another example I want to give very often happens allergies, is the various immune reactions of the bodies to various substances. This is an error of the immune system, and increased sensitivity does not develop immediately, but when these substances enter the body again and again. Allergy is the process of releasing toxins from tissues through the additional excretory channels like skin, mucous membranes of the nose, eyes, upper respiratory tract, and bronchi. They are triggered as a result of exposure to an allergen. The presence of allergies in the person indicates that the toxins have accumulated in the body, and that the functions of the main organs like intestines, liver, kidneys, sweat glands, responsible for those removal and neutralizations of toxins, the functions is reduced. Unfortunately, traditional medicine consider allergic diseases to be incurable pathology. A person just must avoid contact with allergens all his life. And if he does encounter them, that he is forced to take antihistamines, and in advanced cases, even hormonal drugs. But often in life, contact with an allergist is simply impossible to avoid. A person cannot help but breathe in the pollen of flowering trees, bushes, and grasses that floats in the air. People who are allergic to house dust come into the contact with it all year round. Often allergies can be a wide variety of even healthy foods like honey, strawberries, citrus. And in the long-term allergy sufferers often will begin to have allergies from the allergy symptoms removing medication. And the questions arise, what to do? Take medication all your life? Very often, from the anamnesis of the person suffering from the allergic rhinitis or bronchial asthma, we learn that once that person had urticaria or skin allergy or dermatitis or eczema, so maybe even like 10 years ago, often skin rashes persist in the asthma or allergic rhinitis as well. Hormonal ointments prescribed by dermatologists for various skin manifestations of unclear etiology can unfortunately contribute to the aggravations of the disease. Hormonal ointments block the removal of the toxins through the skin, but the body still needs to get rid of them, right? And it begins to remove them through the mucous membrane of the upper respiratory tract or bronchi. In a nutshell, using hormonal ointments for various types of skin allergies and other skin conditions it can provoke the possibility of bronchial asthma. And just like an example, all diseases have a different variety of. Okay, so BRIS, I want to talk about BRIS, which stands for Bioresonance Intellectual Scanner. It's a device we sell. And if you want to understand at what stage of toxication you are, or your clients are, the BRIS is the device which can help you to do that. BRIS test is very actually easy to do and takes only a few minutes to show the functional state of your body and level of intoxication. It gives important information of your body organs and systems functioning, internal infectional load, acute inflammation, or chronic stage of disease. It tells you all. It shows if your organs are hypo or hypofunction. It also shows your psychosomatic load or your emotions, acid alkaline balance, body adaptation reserves, lack of minerals and vitamins. And testing allows us to see the presence of some major problems in the body as a whole, and even before we start to feel the symptoms. Scanner can be used individually at home. It's very easy to use. It also can be set up and as a professional setting. And BRIS help you to understand where we can start our healing process from. I took some screenshots from the BRIS test result just to show you what kind of information you may get. So you will see the percentage of deviation from the normal stage on all the body systems and organs like blood, circulatory, bronchial, pulmonary, digestive, urogenital, endocrine system, immune system, musculoskeletal, lymphatic system. You see the level of your degree of exhaustion. If you see if your body has any allergic reactions, if it has acidity or alkaline imbalance, and so on. This test also will show what kind of bacteria, helminths, fungi, viruses, and protozoals are overloaded in your body. As you see here is a big percentage of them. Sometimes it shows them too, but they are in a less percentage and they will less concerned because it's just a memory of that inflammation just stays as not active, is more like passive. It also will show the deficiency in all the vitamins, not all, some of the vitamins and minerals, and it shows what organs or system affected by that deficiency. It also gives the probabilistic diagnosis, like in this case, endometriosis. It also shows chakras and energy field. So the BRIS is good to have to find out at what stage of homotoxicology you have. So now we know how to plan your recovery. Number one Biomedis device for your recovery is Trinity. We call this device as a pocket doctor or mini med bed or mini Rife machine. It's really, truly amazing. And it's safe, and it's 100% patented technology for detoxification, cleansing the body from all kinds of infections, regulations of your metabolic processes, youth restoration, rejuvenation, and also working with your emotions and so on. Trinity device has no analogs in the world because there is like 4 operating modes or 4 technologies in one. A unique multi-frequency bioresonance therapy, multi-frequency synchronization of our body, structural resonance level, transcranial electromagnetic therapy to eliminate psychosomatic stresses. Many of these complexes are aimed for relieving the severity of the acute symptoms, and some of them helping with chronic pathologies. But today we're not going to talk much about them, but we will be talking, and my focus will be on the basic detox complexes protocol, which Biomedis company recommend for everyone to start your healing journey with. I repeat, this basic detox protocol at least 2, maybe 3 times a year for 2 to 6 weeks, and it depends for how long of the stage of homotoxicology you are in right now. So the basic general protocol, we start with, it says first month, but first stage, we start, of course, with anti-stress complex. Anti-stress is number one reason of the diseases. So anti-stress, so we need to get body out of the stress mode. And then we're going to start doing basic daytime detox and nighttime detox. And later on, you will see what programs contains in those complexes, so you understand the wisdom why you need to start doing that. The second month, we're going to do a heavy metal detox, and we're going to balance our acid alkali nature. And the third month or third stage, we're going to start already cleaning our body from parasites, bacteria, fungal, and some people have viruses. They will address that with a specific program we have in the list. Why cannot you start right away with anti-parasite or bacterial, all of those? Because your body is not ready for it, right? Your organs and systems overloaded, and organs needs to be functionally pretty good in order to detox the burden of infections from it. So we need to first clean our organs, and then we're going to start step by step cleaning it, first from heavy metals, the biggest particles, then parasites, they are second biggest particle, and then bacterial and fungal, and we go from the biggest to the smallest. And why do we do this? Because inside the parasites, it could be heavy metals. Inside, around the heavy metals, it could be fungal or bacteria grows and so on. So it is smart to detox from the heavy particle to the smaller particle. Besides that, you're going to add the complex. If you already have some disease or symptoms going on, you're going to do the recommendation complexes, and then add the complex for your need. Like, let's say, person with Alzheimer's, they're going to do anti-stress, basic day and nighttime detox, and also Alzheimer's disease maintenance every month when they start using the device. Don't wait till you do the 3 months detox and then start to address all your symptoms more. You need to address your symptoms because you don't want to be suffer, you want to maintain. And instead of taking medication for pain reductions, of course, you want to do the symptoms instead, right? So you just add the complex you need for your body at the moment: diabetes, arthritis, antidepressant, dysbacteriosis, problems with digestions, and so on. We also recommend to add complexes in mode 4 to your everyday routine, because mode 4 is for your brain, and we all know, and it's proven that mind and body connections exist, and we can't truly heal it all without working with our head and mind. If person has fear or anxiety or anger, yeah, they cannot really truly heal, because it's going to keep them in the loop, and they need to address that emotions. And just an example, what you can put in your routine in the morning, you can put like energy boost, morning freshness, vital energies, and at night you put more complexes like to comfort you, to peace, to relax, to give you physical strength. We have 59 complexes in mode 4. And if you buy a device from us, we do send email with your order, and that email contains the descriptions of all the complexes. So all what you need to do is just read those descriptions and see what your body needs. We also have the algorithms there for certain diseases, and a recommendation of what complexes in mode 4 you should be using. So check out our first email from us to find those important materials to know. Each stage should have a different schedule, and today I will tell you the schedule in detail. So the first stage, you don't really need to do a basic detox protocol because your body is not toxic at all. You just use the device Trinity for your self-development, for fun, for emergency situation can happen, or any acute symptoms like flu, running nose, or something happen. You use Trinity as you wish. The second stage is already, we need to do some detox because body already have some toxins in intracellular spaces. And in the second stage, we recommend to do only 2 weeks basic detox. Then you follow up by 2 weeks of heavy metal detox and acid alkaline balance. And after this, you will do 1 month of infections detox, like parasites, fungi, and so on. Why 1 month? Because parasite cycle is 1 month. You want to make sure that parasites from eggs to the other all stages of the development get affected. So that's why you need to do at least 1 month of those parasite cleanse. If you already on the third and fourth stages, you need to do 1 month of basic detox, 1 month of heavy metal detox and acid alkaline balance, and 1 month of infections detoxes. And if the body already on the fifth and sixth stages, then you do 6 weeks of basic detox, 6 weeks of heavy metal detox and acid alkaline balance, and 6 weeks of infection detoxes. Okay, and now I want to show you what programs contains in each of those basic complexes we recommend you to do, so you understand it and you mindfully approach to your healing. This is a screenshot from the Biomedis Air software. You can download that software on our website, biomedisinternational.com. You can learn how to use that Biomedis Air. We do have a master class. That master class is free for members, and you can purchase this if you don't want to buy a membership. But anyway, here's the screenshot from that software. And it shows here that anti-stress is a 4 hours, 6 minutes program. And it has all of those programs and like active protection, 7 chakra, biological charging, center of joy, digestive tract regulation, vitalization, acid alkaline balance regulation, vital energy, aura restoration, lack of attention, biliary system regulation, vegetative nerve system, brain circulation, central nervous system, endocrine system regulation, insomnia, vivacity, depressions, mental depression, depressions of unclear etiology, depressions if any toxicity in the body, it also happens, kidneys regulations, neurosis, moodiness, irritations, fear control, stress, anti-stress, anxiety, apprehensions, phobias, center of healing, deep cleaning of organism, anti-stress, stress, sedative effect, brain rhythms, and life force chi. See, this complex will help you to get out of your stress routine. And this complex is also good if you like in life, you're good and one day you stress out maybe at work. This complex is also good just to put as a maintenance if you need it. After anti-stress, recommended to use basic daytime detox, and at nighttime you're going to do a basic nighttime detox. And they're different from each other. And if in the morning you're going to have more like energizing program, at night it's more calming programs. So basic daytime detox is 5 hours, 9 minutes, and it includes 7 chakra hour restoration, important energy frequencies, vitalization, gastrointestinal tract regulation, peristalsis regulation, heart regulation, circulation regulation, the joints, straightening of host defenses, lymphatic system regulation, endocrine system regulation, kidneys regulation, regulations of urogenital system, detox of lymph and intracellular space, purification of blood and plasma, regulation of cleaning of lymphatic system, detox of heavy metals, electric smoke, radiation emissions, detox of chemical substances, detox in lungs, of all the body, liver, kidneys, lymph, body detox. Those last four frequency I added from the Rife Mexicana, very popular complex and bioresonance, which helps people even with cancer. So at the nighttime, you're going to have programs as distress and stress reduction. So your body start to calm down and enter the state of drowsiness before the sleep. And then will be complex to do a deep, profound sleep for you. And there will be complexes for the spine and muscle relaxations, back fatigue, you see back muscles, nerves restoration, the liver and gallbladder detox, those organs are active at night, deep cleaning of organism, skin rejuvenation, liver drainage, kidney drainage, lymph drainage, body detox. And in the morning, this complex is 7 hours. So by the morning, it will be almost done. It will gently wake you up, exit you from the drowsiness, from the post-sleep, and gives you vitalization and vital energy. And when you wake up, you have so much more strength. I love those complexes to do it time to time, just to prevent the diseases. Okay, after we're done with anti-stress and basic day and night time circle, everybody does it on the different time frame. The second part of detoxification is the heavy metal detox. And that is like more deep detox of the body. Your body is already ready to detox your organs and circulation and everything after first months of cleansing function properly. And we're ready to a deeper job to do for the body. And the heavy metals programs include active protections, vitalizations, also our restoration. You always need those complexes to give you energy to fight and detox. Gives power, worth, healing center, human resonance, force defenses, health improvement, self frequencies and regeneration, DNA restoration, acid-base balance regulations, gastrointestinal tract regulations, dysbacteriosis, pancreas and heart support, circulation support, lymph, endocrine system, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, epiphysis, thyroid glands, muscles, bones, skeletal, lungs, kidneys regulations, then hormonal regulations for women and men. And then it goes detoxifications like of all the bodies and blood and lymph, if you see. And then there's goes here radiations emission, strontium, cesium, detox of heavy metals, electrical smoke from all the body, mercury elimination, pesticide detoxification, detoxification heavy metal salts, detox in case of heavy metals, carcinogenic detox, chemical detoxification, elimination of toxins, and then at the end you're going to have a matrix detoxification and drainage. Yeah, it's a big job for the body, and we do need to remove the heavy metals so our body can start to heal in itself. At the same stage, we're going to do also support body in acid alkaline balance, because when we do the heavy metal detox, the body may start to go on and off of the balance, and we need to support it. And it's only 4 hours, 45 minutes program. So it includes detox programs and purifications of blood and plasma, acid alkaline regulations, lymph drainage, acidosis, kidney liver control, active protection, circulation regulation, magnesium deficiency, sodium potassium balance, cell frequency, hypoxia, not enough oxygen, body dehydration, circulation deficit, neurotropic effect, and all kinds of energy programs, electrolyte level, and then detox to support also in heavy metals, because it's all connected, neuroendocrine system, endocrine system, regulations, of course, of your lymphatic system, potassium metabolism, health improvement, regeneration, spillover, vitalization, recovery after all illnesses, digestion center, digestive enzyme, and digestive tract regulation. The next step, we're going to work with the infections. And that is a very not easy month, but when your body is already prepared 2 months before, though it should be easier. But don't please start ever to start doing antiparasites right away without preparing your body. This complex is very long. It's 9 hours, 18 minutes. So, and you need to do it every day for a month, or if you're on the 5 and 6 stage, even longer, right? But it is very important complex. And later on, I will also tell you like what you shouldn't be doing while you're running those complex. But now let's see what all kinds of parasites programs in this complex included. Basic parasite, intestinal parasites, parasites in lymphatic system. We all know that parasites could be anywhere in the body, right? Digestive tract parasites, liver parasite, nematodes, trematodes, roundworms, gystoid worms, enterococcus, blood parasite, ancylostoma, giardia lambia, strongylosis, ascariasis, blood trematodes, capillariasis, gystodes, echinococcus, but they have very pretty names, right? Enterobiasis, hookworm, and so on. Let me just pass on it. But at the end, after all of those different parasites, you're going to have the programs of detoxification and drainage. Again, detox the lymph and intracellular space, purification of blood and plasma, and then deep cleaning of organism, because when we kill those parasites, we also want to call body to detox it. And very important to drink water during this time. It's a must. So with antiparasite, which is 9 hours, 18 minutes, you're going to do these two complexes. One day you're going to do antibacterial, and another day you're going to do antifungal. You alternate those complexes. One complex is like 5 hours, another is like 3 hours. So 9 plus 5 hours is a long time of therapy for you. And in antibacterial, you have all the kinds of bacterial infections there. You can see actually in the Trinity itself, if you press the right button, what kind of programs in there, but you see all kinds of infections. And at the end, again, deep cleansing of organism, detox of lymph and intracellular space, purification of blood and plasma, just to clean all that killed bacteria. And another day, you're going to do the same with antifungal, like fungi, yeast, candida, food fungus here, and then also detoxification. What if you have virus? Some people do have viruses, let's say herpes. Then you do this as an additional complex, of course, in this point. And if it's acute, you're doing it when it's acute. And if it's chronic, you start to cleaning and doing your antiviral protocol if you need it, if you have the virus and you know about it, right? So basic recommendations with all of those complexes. If you have some acute symptoms, like let's say COVID happened, or you have a back pain, or herpes outbreak, or flu, bleeding, trauma, PMS, food poison, diarrhea, any inflammation, anything can happen. You're not going to continue to do a basic detox, right? You're going to address those symptoms first. So you're going to stop using the basic detox complexes and start to do complex according to your symptoms. So if, for example, you have like COVID, right? And then you just use COVID 2-3 times a day till your body recover. Maybe takes 1 day, 2-3 days, but you're using that complex a few times a day if it's acute, or back pain. If it's acute, you're using a few times a day till you feel better. And after you get better, you can go and come back to basic detox complexes again. Healing crisis, I already said, going to happen. Your body is not clean enough. And if you experience intoxication or healing crisis symptoms from detox, such as weakness, tiredness, nausea, headache, pain, skin reaction, inflammation, pimples come out, run the complex associated with your symptoms first, and take a break from your basic routine for a few days. And during that time, start to use some sorbents like activated charcoal or zeolite for some toxin relief, and drink plenty of water. And when your condition improves, you can return to the daily routine complexes again, with first reduce the signal strength. Maybe that was too much for you. And then gradually increase that strength and do the body cleanse. It is always good to do individual approach, especially if you already have a certain chronic conditions and you need an extra care. When you buy a Trinity device from us, we can recommend you what complexes you can use from the basic complexes. If you fill out the questionnaire on our website and write us the email that please recommend what can I use. But we also have an additional service if you want our Biomedis doctor to write you a specific individual complex for your healing needs. Then we also do that. In this case, you will need to fill out the questionnaire, and we need from you breeze test. Breeze test you can buy and do it yourself. We do have now training videos how to use that device, or you can just go to a person, to a practitioner who has a device breeze. For example, I do have device breeze. I'm here in Florida, in Miami, and if somebody lives around here or come here, welcome to come, and I'll do this breeze test for you. Or in my partner Marina in UK and Spain, she lives in the two countries. She also has this breeze device, so we can do it for you if you're around us. Or it's better if you buy a breeze device yourself and do that test, and based on that test and based on your question of your health, we put it together and write you a specific complexes. It's even better. I always want to mention when I talk about Trinity about our special complex in mod 3, super program 3. It's an only complex in mod 3, and it's very important if body has any inflammation or dystrophic processes and only any organs and tissues. This complex is about structural resonance therapy, which is correlated to the basal rhythms, initial basic frequencies of the body, which develop in the course of evolution and get distracted in our technogenic world. As I mentioned before, complexes in mode 4 is highly recommended because of the mind and body connection. And you do have the descriptions of all those complexes we send to you in the mail. So look at them and see what is that you need. Maybe you need to overcome fears. Maybe you have anxiety. Maybe you just cannot get in that happy mood and you're doing the endorphins, hormones of happiness. Maybe you just need to feel peace, or maybe you're tired and you need physical strength. We do have depression complexes, stress complexes. There are a few of them, and you really need to read the descriptions to see which ones will benefit you the best. And if you do those complexes in mode 4, we recommend to use them at least 2 weeks, even better a month. Some of the complexes like activation of vital energy or anxiety reductions, you can feel it right away. But some complexes like memory support or stress or depression problems need a longer interference. We recently added another device the last week, literally in our biomedisinternational.com store. This device already exists in the market for a year, but we didn't want to hurry up and put it right away. First, we wanted to see how it works on other people, experience for ourselves. It has completely different technology than Trinity. There recently trials in the laboratory shows that those technology helps you to reduce inflammation and get you out of the oxidative stress. It has 2 modes. Mode 1 is for electromagnetic feedback technology, and the signals it gets first from our body, because our body is all vibration. Skin vibrates, all organs vibrates, all tissue, all cells has its own vibration. So what the Neogen does, it reads all the frequency from your body and then send those frequency to the device and get demodulated, correct those frequencies, and that's the demodulated process signal get enhanced and comes back to your body. And that's how it normalizes the biochemical process on the cells work. And this works is very similar and works like a homeopathy. There is also another interesting technology, and it's called voice audible feedback, meaning that device is listening for your voice and indicates what kind of health you have, because the voice is the reflections of the health. It can indicates what emotional state you are. It hears your voice. It sends also demodulate the signals and also sends the good signals to your body back. And when you doing this mode, they recommend to do holding it like in this picture in your hand and say to the device all your positive intention, prayers, affirmation, wish yourself a good health, happiness, and then the signal strength of the, let's say, a prayer or affirmation gonna go through the skin on your palms and go into your body and affect you. Some people say it works great. I'm trying to do it myself. I didn't see the results yet, but I'm working on it because I want to know this device better. But we do have a lot of testimonials already on this device. People do love it. Another device, we have the Orion. It's also bioresonance. The difference between Trinity and this Orion is this is electromagnetic frequency and Trinity's radioactive frequency. So this Orion device also has 10 programs. You can see antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasites, protozoa, allergies and detoxification, and blood circulation and anti-inflammatory complexes. Very important is water. When you do all of your detoxification, it's not just press the button on the device, hope for healing, right? You also need to be disciplined and do certain things to support your body. And the water is very important to drink when we're using any of those devices. Frequency penetrates your body better when it is well hydrated. When you dehydrated, frequency gonna stuck in the body and not gonna too far. And besides that, in dehydrated body, you're more likely to have the healing crisis stronger. Without water, bioresonance is not effective because body cannot remove the toxins without water flush. So if you do anti-parasite and don't drink water, you not doing good for the body, and maybe you just don't use that device if you're not going to drink water. And you should clearly understand that the little water consumption make your body, blood, lymph, bile, digestive juices all very thick, and that it's a straight way to develop a disease. Biomedis doctor recommendation to drink 300 milliliter per 10 kilograms of the body weight. Or if you live in America, it's a 50% of your body weight in pounds converted to ounces in water. It's also very important to drink a good quality of water. And to give a good quality of water, we also have a few devices for you to offer. I had recently a good webinar on the BioSky photonic crystals where I talk a lot about technology and how they work to structurize your water. But I highly recommend you to use this crystal to enhance your water structure. You can charge your water in that crystal overnight, and then in the morning you have a big jar of water and drink during the day. You can also use a specific colors of the BioSky crystal to support a certain health. Like, for example, the blue crystal, like you see in the picture, will support your kidneys and urinary bladder. And we have 6 colors. And you also can charge water without Trinity device. Recently, we added 2 complexes for the water, and that's on the picture. You see that we charge in water right with the Trinity and crystal at the same time. Why not? The more the merrier. If you have Orion, also can you help to structurize the water. Complex number 6 for blood circulation is also is good, like vortex for the water and structurize the water. We also sell the water system or eco water, help to mineralize your water, clean it from all kind of toxins, and enhance that water for you. And now I want to give you a little more tips to how to increase your device. They're very simple to do, and I'm using it myself for many years, and that's why I want to share them with you. As we know that when we sleep and when we wake up, a lot of toxins come to our mouth because they're hungry and waiting for food in the morning. And we also know that every teeth connects to all the different body systems and organs. So there is a very easy method called oil pulling in the morning before you brush your teeth. And you can do it for 5, 10, 15 minutes. You take 1 tablespoon of any oil you like, sunflower, olive oil, coconut oil, sesame oil, depends on what your preferences are. Then you take oil in your mouth and keep it in the front of your mouth and swish around your teeth where all those infections are. Do not swallow, that's very poisonous. And then after you 10 minutes, you need to spit it out in your toilet and brush your teeth thoroughly. You're gonna help your body so much by doing this very simple techniques, because a lot of toxins want to be removed in the morning in just 10 minutes. You will be less having problem with teeth, because the teeth will also clean very nicely. A large number of the toxins which in the oral cavity, they come from the lymphatic systems, and also you're going to cleanse your lymph system in this way. After this, brush your teeth. I like to do my own toothpaste, and it's very easy actually to do. You take equal amount of baking soda and either Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. You can also add, if you want, turmeric and charcoal. They will help you to whiten the teeth. You can also buy on Amazon like teeth mineralized powder, because teeth needs minerals to support your teeth. And you just mix it all with the coconut oil together, put it in a jar and use it as your toothbrush after your oil pulling. It keeps all infections away and whiten the teeth and prevent many diseases around, like coronavirus. Salt helps your teeth to remineralize. And after I brush my teeth, I use the 300% hydrogen peroxide for as a mouthwash. It helps to kill all the bacteria, all the viruses in the mouth. It also helps to whiten your teeth. It prevents, by the way, herpes 1 outbreak if you do it regularly. If you don't like the taste of it, you can mix it with the water 50-50%. After you brush your teeth, the most amount of the water you need to drink in the morning, drink 350, 500 milliliter of water, preferably charged on BioSky crystal or any other good technology. Even better if after you put it on the BioSky, you warm your water up. And don't boil your ever water. If you boil your water, it becomes dead, because molecules become too big and it's not absorbed by the cells. But the water needs to be, we call it white key point. It just like start to bubbling up, which is alive water. So if you drink that structurized in the crystal water and also warm, then your body doesn't need to spend extra energy to warm that water and to structurize it. Always drink water at least 15 minutes before the meal, or 1.5 to 2 hours after meal, because if you do it with the meal, you will dilute the digestive enzymes and juices. If you're doing those basic detox and you want to help your body to increase the detox, what I also recommend to do, drink water with the baking soda solution. Baking soda has to be a food grade. That water with baking soda will help you to alkaline your body and remove even more toxicity. So if person has like 1 or 2 level of toxicity, you can just have it once a day If it's like 3-4 level toxicity, have that glass of water with baking soda twice a day. If it's 5 and 6 level, 3 times a day. And you can drink it for 3 months, and then you can take a break. Somebody has a very deep toxicity, the baking soda can help you with it. How to make such water? You can start with 1.5 teaspoon. First pour half glass of hot water, not boiling water in it. Then after it's stopped heating, you add room temperature water and cool down till the 40-42 degrees of Celsius or 100-407 degrees Fahrenheit, and then sip this solution like you would be drinking hot tea. This alkaline water also helps discharge the bile from the gallbladder, and we know that the bile has a crucial role in to killing the parasite in the intestines. Another good water to drink in the morning is the water with lemon or lime juice, but not boiling water with half of the lemon or lime juice. This water helps to clean gallbladder and liver. You can also put a few crystals of Celtic salt in the mouth before the drinking. It helps water to absorb in the cell even better. And it also, when the salt is in the mouth, it helps to remineralize your teeth. Another good water solution, especially if you have an inflammation in the body, is the water with the fresh or dry turmeric and ginger, because they are both anti-inflammatory. Ginger is also anti-pain. They're both alkaline and they both liver cleanse. They are antiseptic from bacteria and fungus, and also anti-cancer agent. So the way I do my water, I take 1 teaspoon of dry turmeric, or you can also do turmeric or ginger or both. I do both. Then you need to put a pinch of black pepper inside, because black pepper increases the power of turmeric. I like to also put cayenne pepper in that drink because cayenne pepper helps to thin the blood and it prevents high blood pressure, strokes, and other things which can happen when your blood is thick. And you mix it all with the hot, not boiling water. You can also add to it lemon or honey to taste. Manuka honey is even better because it has antibacterial properties. And you can also add apple cider vinegar. That one will help you to increase metabolism and remove metabolic waste from the body. Another good water solution with a 3% hydrogen peroxide. Take 1.5 to 1 teaspoon to 1 glass of water, and that water with hydrogen peroxide helps to kill lots of infections in the body. Also, to help to remove the parasite and parasite eggs, there are good herbs and spices like cloves, black walnut, bark of aspen, wormwood. You can buy the supplements ready, or you can just buy a dry herbs and mix them together. I like to do it this way. I buy organic anti-parasite herbs, shred them, and then take mixture of all of those, half of the teaspoon, and drink it with the hot water for a month when I do the parasitic detox. To remove the heavy metals, you can use blueberries, cilantro, and spirulina in your smoothies. It also will boost the metal removals. When you do the basic detox, you also need to change your diet. The diet should be 60% fresh or slightly cooked fruits, berries, and vegetables. Good to add probiotics and prebiotics. During the detox, it is not recommended, and I would say stay away from sugar, including sweet fruits like bananas and grapes, breads, pasta, pastries, dairy, cooking on vegetable and seed oil for cooking, processed food, because if you will eat those foods, you will feed those weakening up parasites and give them strength, and then will adjust to it and become monster and become even more stronger. Next time you try to kill them, it will be harder. So help your body to remove it and adjust your diet while you do the cleanse. Don't eat cake and do the anti-parasite detox, because This is not gonna just simply work. You're not gonna clean them because you feed them there. Start to cook on the coconut oil, butter, ghee. Use lots of garlic and onion when you do the basic detox. It's all healing and medicinal food. Bay leaves I like to use. It helps with the joint detox and lymph detox. If someone has bloating, very good to add dill seeds in your cooking. Also very good to take detox bath. You can use 1 glass of salt, 1 glass of baking soda, or 1 glass of hydrogen peroxide to a medium-sized bath. You can mix all 3 ingredients in one. That's also good. It will be detoxification through the skin. You can also use sauna and bath houses to detox it, to sweat the toxins out. Massages, I can tell you as a professional massage therapist, massages is a part of the routine of the healing, because massages helps to unblock the stagnant energy, unblock the stagnant tissue, unblock where the toxins stored, like all those knots. And without the massage, it will be more difficult to remove it. Regularly massage also helps with the stress reductions. Is also a very good medicine. Well, health is a state of freedom from all of the homotoxins, and if we clean all the homotoxins, then we should recover. The recovery is the process of freeing the body from all of those toxins. Health is your wealth, and the health is your treasure. And without health, we can't really enjoy and be happy when you're sick. Please use your bioresonance technology we provide for you in your life, like good helpers. They help you to cleanse your body, restore your health, prolong you happy, healthy, and active life. And we finish the webinar today. And at the end, as I promised, I want to give you a gift, promo code 15% off on all devices we have on biomedisinternational.com. The promo code is webinar 15. Can be used one time per each person, anytime when we're not running the sale. Thank you so much for those who stay with me. I want you to all be healthy and happy and have a great day.